Dear friends, colleagues, and students, my name is Mr. S.D. Desle. I am assistant teacher in Mahatma Gandhi Vidya Mandir's Janta Vidyalay and Junior College Manur, district Nasik. Subject biology. Chapter name that is molecular basis of inheritance. In first lecture, we are going to study now the discovery of DNA. DNA is genetic material is the second topic. Third one is packaging of DNA, and fourth topic that is DNA replication. Now today, the lecture number second, we are going to study now two large topic, that is protein synthesis, and second one is genetic code. The first topic, that is protein synthesis, shown in the figure, but it is the biological process occurring inside the cell, balancing the loss of cellular proteins through the production of new proteins. Proteins perform a variety of critical functions as enzymes, structural proteins or hormones, and therefore are crucial biological components. Protein synthesis is a very similar process for both prokaryotes and eukaryotes, but there are some distinct difference. That is the first one. Protein synthesis can be divided broadly into two phases, that is transcription and second one is translation. During transcription, a section of DNA encoding a protein known as gene is converted into a template molecules called messenger RNA. The conversion is carried out by enzymes known as RNA polymerase. In the nucleus of the cell, second, in eukaryotes, this messenger RNA is initially produced in a premature form which undergoes post-transcriptional modifications. The first step of this protein synthesis, that is called as transcription. Transcription occurs in the nucleus using DNA as a templates to produce messenger RNA. In eukaryotes, this messenger RNA molecules is known as pre-messenger RNA as it undergoes post-transcriptional modification in the nucleus to produce a mature messenger RNAs molecules. However, in prokaryotes, post-transcriptional modifications are not required, so the mature messenger RNA molecule is immediately produced by transcription. In first figure of transcription shows that nucleotides of fifth carbons label demonstrating the fifth nature of the phosphate group and third nature of hydroxyl groups needed to form the connective phosphoester bonds. Initially, an enzyme known as helicase structure composed of two complementary polynucleotide strands held together by hydrogen bonding. Then this helicase disputes the hydrogen bond, causing a region of DNA corresponding to gene to unwind, separating of two DNA strands and exposing a series of bases despite DNA being double-stranded helical structure and exposing a series of bases. Despite DNA being a double-stranded molecules, only one of the strand acts as a template for the pre-messenger RNA systems or synthesis. This strand is known as template strand. The other DNA strand, which is complementary to the template strand, is known as coding strand. Both DNA and RNA having strictly directionally, meaning these are two distinct ends of the molecules. This property of directionality is due to the asymmetrical underlying nucleotide subunits. With the phosphate group, one of the side of the pentose sugar and a base on the other, the 5 carbon in the pentose sugar are numbered for the 5 carbon in the pentose sugar are numbered from 1 to 5. Therefore, the phosphoester bond connecting the nucleotides are formed by joining the hydroxyl groups of the third carbon. It is first one, second one, third one, and fourth and fifth one is the 5-dimensional, that is 5 carbon present in pentose sugar. The double helix of the structure composed of two complementary molecules of DNA are present. In the transcription, both DNA and RNA have strict directionality, meaning there are two distinct ends of the molecules, that is fifth and third. This property of directionality is due to the asymmetrical underlying nucleotide subunits, with the phosphate groups on one side of the pentose sugar and base on the others. Next topic, that is post-transcriptional modifications. It is the outline of the process. It is the outline of the process of post-transcriptionally modified pre-messenger RNA through the capping, polyaldenylation and splicing to produce a mature messenger RNA molecules ready for export from the nucleus. Once transcription is complete, the pre-messenger RNA molecules undergoes post-transcriptional modifications to produce a mature messenger RNA. There are 3 key steps within post-transcriptional modification. The first step is addition of fifth cap to the fifth end of the pre-messenger RNA molecules. Second step is addition of third poly A tail is added to the third end pre-messenger RNA molecules. And third and last step, that is removal of intron via RNA splicing. In protein synthesis, second step called as translation. It is important process in protein synthesis as shown in the figure. the translation process showing the cycle of transfer RNA codon, anticodon pairing and amino acids incorporation into the growing polypeptide chain by the ribosomes. During translation, the ribosomes synthesize polypeptide chains from messenger RNA templates molecules. In eukaryotes, translation occur in the cytoplasm of the cell, where the ribosomes are located either free floating to the endoplasmic reticulum, while in prokaryotes, which lack a nucleus, the process of both transcription and translation occurs in the cytoplasm. Ribosomes are complex molecule machines made of a mixture of proteins and ribosomal RNA arranged into two subunits which surround the messenger RNA molecules. The ribosomes reads the messenger RNA molecules in 5 to 3rd direction and uses it as a template to determine the order of amino acid in the polypeptide chain. In order to translate the messenger RNA molecules, the ribosomes uses small molecules known as transfer RNAs to deliver the correct amino acids to the ribosomes. Each transfer RNA is composed of 70 to 80 nucleotides and adopt a characteristic cloverleaf structure due to the formation of hydrogen bond between the nucleotides within the molecules. There are around 60 different types of tRNAs. Each tRNA binds with specific sequence in the translation. In this chapter, the next topic, that is protein folding, and this protein folding shown as in the suitable diagram, that is, in this process of polypeptide chain folding from its initial primary structure through to the quaternary structure. Once synthesis of polypeptide chain is complete, the polypeptide chain fold to adopt a specific structure which enable the proteins to carry out its function. The basic form of protein structure known as the primary structure, which is simply the polypeptide chain, that is a sequence of covalently bonded amino acids that is a sequence of covalently bonded amino acids. The primary structure of protein is encoded by the genes. Therefore, any changes to the sequence of the gene can alter the primary structure of protein and also subsequent the level of the changes to the sequence of genes can alter the primary structures of the proteins and all subsequent levels of protein structure, ultimately changing to overall structure and functions. The primary structures of the proteins can then fold or coil to form the secondary structure of the proteins. The most common types of secondary structures are known as alpha helix and beta helix. The secondary structures is called as alpha helix and beta helix. These are small structures produced by hydrogen bonds forming within the polypeptide chains. The secondary structures then fold to produce the tertiary structure, that is, the fold to produce the tertiary structure of the proteins. The tertiary structure is the protein overall 3D structure, which is made up of different secondary structure folding together. And lastly, in the protein folding, that is quaternary structure. It included multi-subunit complex where each subunit is a distinct polypeptide chains, that is polypeptide first, polypeptide second and polypeptide third. Next topic, that is role of protein synthesis in case of various types of diseases. Many diseases are caused by mutations in genes due to the direct connection between the DNA nucleotide sequence and the amino acid sequence of the encoded proteins. Changes to the primary structure of the proteins can result in the protein misfolding or malfunctioning. Mutations within a single gene have been identified as a case of multiple diseases, included sickle cell diseases known as a single gene disorder, as shown in the figure. In sickle cell diseases, that is healthy individual as shown in the figure and individual with sickle cell anemia are also seen in the figure. The comparison between these two individuals in sickle cell shows the cells are collectively each other, and 2 shows the bunch of cells to prevent the flow of bloods. Next topic in this lecture, that is genetic code. The genetic code is the term we use for the way that the 4 bases of DNA, that is A, C, G and T, that is adenine, cytosine, guanine and thymines, are strung together in a way that the cellular machinery, the ribosomes, can read them and turn them into the protein. In the genetic code, each 3 nucleotides in a row count as a triplet and code for a single amino acids. In genetic code shows that the work of genetic code. The work of genetic code means the genetic code is the set of rules by which information coded in genetic material, that is DNA or RNA sequences, is translated into protein by living cell. Those genes that code for the proteins are composed of trinucleotide units called as codon, each coding for a single amino acids. The second question in genetic code, that is how is genetic code read? The genetic code consists of sequence of bases in DNA or RNA groups of 3 bases from codons, and each codon stands for 1 amino acid. The codons are read in sequence following the start codon until a stop codon is reached. The genetic code is universal, unambiguous and redundant. The next question in genetic code, that is how many genetic codes are there? There are 64 possible codons, thereof which do not code for amino acids but indicates that the end of protein. The remaining 61 codons specify the 20 amino acids that makes a protein. In a series of codon in a part of messenger RNA molecules, each codon consists of 3 nucleotides, usually corresponding to a single amino acids. The nucleotides are abbreviated with the letters adenine, uracil, guanine and cytosine. The genetic code is the set of rules used by living cells to translate information encoded within genetic material, that is DNA or messenger RNA sequence of nucleotide triplet or codons into the proteins. Translation is accompanied by the ribosomes, which link amino acid in an order specified by messenger RNAs. 3 nucleotides at a time to carry amino acids. A genetic code is highly similar among all organisms and can be expressed in a simple table with 64 entries. The code defined how codons specify which amino acids will be added next during protein synthesis. With some exception, a 3 nucleotides codon in a nucleic acids sequence specifies a single amino acids. The vast majority of the gene are encoded with a single scheme. That scheme is often referred to as a conical or stranded genetic code. Simplify the genetic code through variant code such as in human mitochondria exist. Thank you.